Welcome, everybody, to episode 63 of the Rap Cave podcast. As always, I'm your boy, Chris Platte, a.k.a. Platte Pods, with my dog, Biirdie. And then I got Zay.
What's good?
No big AP. He's actually off. He's at a Tigers game. Actually,
they won, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chris.
Tigers
shout out
win
to Tigers.
again. Tigers win again.
Already?
You think G-Mac Cash is going to do a Tigers win again song? I feel like you should.
He should cash all the motherfucking sports songs.
All them shits, bro. It's up for everybody,
bro.
But here,
Fox 2 need to buy that shit.
You know that
play that shit every time the Pistons play.
You know our tradition.
Clune be
here.
killing me with the Lions ones. That white dude Clune. Y'all ever hear him?
No. Mm-mm. But you know our tradition here. We gotta always call the motherfucker when he missing.
What's his name?
It's a lot. What up, though? What you doing? Where you at? You live on the podcast. Don't say nothing incriminating.
Okay. I'll make sure to censor myself. We're downtown, man. We just got out of the game.
Yeah, I heard they won. What's your move? You gonna get active in the town tonight, or are you coming back?
Yeah. First of all, the Tigers won again. I gotta say that up front.
Yeah.
Personal. I'm not sure yet. I gotta let you know. We're figuring out our next move from here. But miss y'all. I love y'all. I hope this is a good episode. Without me there, it's up in the air. You feel me?
It's always a roll of dice, but you know what? I think we'll be fine. All right.
If you say so.
All right, Jetpack. I'll talk to you later.
I'm fuck with you.
All right, peace.
Let me read this man's name real quick in your phone. That is crazy.
It could take a whole segment. Yeah, hold up.
Nah, what the?
I made that shit in like 7th grade or 8th grade.
His name is Chris Adams, aka.
You don't got to read it at all, dog. That's not. I promise it's not that
exposing.
No. It's just a bunch of goofy ass AKAs.
A bunch of goofy ass AKAs. That shit funny as hell though.
It's not no fucking. It's not.
It takes a whole slot in his context.
Yeah, it does. It takes a whole page. But, anyways, before we get started, I'm impressed that I forgot it, remembered it, and kept it.
Good one. This
guy, Anderson .Paak, I didn't know he was still knocking Mariah's boots.
That man's on his best behavior. You think he gonna fuck up? Hell no. That's Mariah Carey.
Well, here's what I'm saying, is that now you're at the point where it's been a minute. If you're not gonna get active in the summer, then you might as well stick with her through Christmas, because them Christmas checks.
That's probably what he's waiting on.
That's what I'm saying. He's probably just trying to survive.
He already
got it in
cash. Well, how long you been dating? I know I went to that concert last year. He was dating her. That was in the summer.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I know the concert was, but was he dating her at that time?
For sure. He was for sure dating her way before Christmas.
What?
Really? Damn, so he's on.
For sure.
Oh, man, he found a.
Am I tweaking?
He found a.
I know Anderson .Paak better than me, so don't act like I'm giving you all facts.
I feel like they got. No, I feel like they kind of got around, like it was like early beginning of the year.
This year?
Yeah. Like
January
January
I just
type
found out that
like
they got together this
like
year.
He
they was
just.
probably,
I
was probably talking
shit last year, but I could be wrong.
Hey man, all I know is Mariah Carey did a new single. She was talking her shit. Anderson .Paak was promoting it. He was smiling. Yeah. So man. I think Anderson .Paak, man, get your bag.
Anderson .Paak with Mariah Carey on
That's a hell of a bag, dog. That's a hell of a bag.
He's slacking. That's all I know. He would have been had a baby bump if it was me.
You think? Hold on. How old is Mariah Carey?
Old enough to push one out.
I don't think she can have no more.
That's where I'm.
How old is Mariah Carey?
Bro, I think she's like 40s, 50.
Celebrity. All you gotta do is call a few doctors.
That's true.
Mariah Carey is 56 years old.
Yeah, Dosh cooked.
See, all right, look up the oldest woman to give birth.
It's gonna be some girl in a third world country, 78 years old.
Exactly. That's my point, though.
Hey,
talking
Siri,
about
who was the oldest woman to give birth?
There's gonna be some fucking.
I'm surprised she don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm afraid I couldn't find anything about that. My apologies.
No, hold on. Hey Siri.
Yeah.
How old is the oldest woman who gave birth?
I promise we're gonna start the pod.
I promise you.
I can use ChatGPT to
All right, she don't know.
Yeah, she
Siri
don't
don't know. She don't even know.
It don't matter
What's
because
the point
whoever
of Siri if they
whoever it was ain't got as much money as Mariah Carey. And if they can do it at their age, she can do it at that age. Trust. Trust.
I'm glad you said that. Though.
Trust.
Fact. Golly, talk say. The fact that Siri asked ChatGPT, "Hey, what's the answer to this?"
help me. It's like that Kevin Hart. Help me.
I don't have the answers. Do you?
Don't got the answers, Sway, and someone else that don't got the answers.
Siri,
man.
don't ask AI without my consent, bitch. What the hell is wrong
Someone
with you?
else that I don't think got the answers is Lil Wayne. We got.
Ooh, we.
Listen, we gotta talk about, man. We're gonna talk about all the new music that dropped. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about Little Simz and some of the other drops that happened this week. But y'all know what this week was. It was always about Lil Wayne and the Carter 6. First of all, I feel like everybody forgot that the Carter 6 was coming until like 10 days ago, and then they realized, oh shit, it's coming. And then I didn't hear any hype, any promo. Just everybody was just on the lookout for
L marketing team.
L marketing team. That's what I have. That's what I have in my notes. There was just it was so weird that there was like very little noise around this album. So we're gonna talk about that album first, and then we're gonna talk about ranking the Carter albums, because Biirdie and I, we did a video. We ranked the top 10 Carter songs from the Carter series. And I think it's safe to say none of them Carter 10 tracks are making it. Cutting that. So,
Where's that?
so we don't got to redo that video. That video is good to go.
Good for the
Print
next 10 years.
Good to go. So, yeah, man, let's talk about the Carter 6. I'll let one of you guys kick it off. I got a lot to say, but I'll let one of my esteemed co-hosts. Biirdie, I'll start with you. Where you at with Carter 6?
Yeah, like I said, if I talk to you, you already know. Like I said, it's just a midweek special at best. Like you just said, like it wasn't really no promo, no nothing, no build up to it. So
No hype.
definitely got to be an L on the marketing team. And I'm gonna give Wayne.
He didn't even drop a single for it.
I'm gonna give Wayne a partial L for that too, because all those times, because you know you about to drop this album way before it come out. So all that bullshit you in the fucking media crying about the Super Bowl and this, that, and the third, you could have been promoting your album. You know what I'm saying? While you was hot, while you was trending topic. Not saying that you not hot because you Lil Wayne, but while you trending, like you could have been Carter 6 about to come. I ain't worried about nothing else. Fuck the Super Bowl. Fuck all that shit. That shit's in the past. You already
dropped a single.
You know what I'm saying? Once you knew you wasn't even on the Super Bowl lineup, you should have been promoting Carter 6.
Yep.
Definitely should have had Nicki on there. Definitely should have had Drake on there. I would have been happy if you threw Gutter on that motherfucker. I ain't even gonna lie. I swear to God,
Corey
Gutter
Guns.
was tough.
Yeah,
Gutter was tough.
And I got a nigga.
Yeah, listen,
Grocery bag.
For real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's real shit.
that
But yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's just disappointing, bro.
I seen people on Twitter saying this what y'all wanted to be the Super Bowl. I was like, all right, come on, we're being too mean. Are they wrong?
Like,
though?
do y'all watch the Super Bowl? Like,
Yeah.
clearly we come for the classics, dumbass.
Yeah.
You see one GNX fucking Super Bowl and think,
And
this
all
what
of a
it
sudden,
is.
it's got to be everything
That's
new.
not what it is.
Yeah.
This ain't that.
Yeah, but I feel you do gotta have like one new banger.
But I'm saying if you go on the Super Bowl though, you gotta play like at least two or three songs on that.
Nah, because the
you
Super
gotta have a
Bowl
catalog, bro.
Yeah, but
Everybody
a Super Bowl is like 12, 15 minutes at the halftime. So you gotta think you probably doing only like one song max that's like new, but you gotta have one that goes. And there's not a single record on here that's Super Bowl record.
Within how many years though? Like, what's the years spent, like, when you say recent, like maybe like 5-year mark,
What do you mean?
last 10 years, like for a recent song to perform at a Super Bowl?
Oh, I was gonna say like it's got to be off this album.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's got to be off your.
Yeah,
Well, it does. Obviously, it doesn't have to, but you would be smart to like play something new to boost the sales of your new album. Like that's just like that was the thing. That people said about GNX was
this-
like, the fact that he played all GNX Yeah, that made some people unhappy, but at the other sense, these were all songs that he owned entirely, that he was able to like, and he was pushing his current album. So like, well, it wasn't what everybody wanted. It helped really push his album. I'll tell you that album sold a lot more units because of that Super Bowl halftime performance. That's for damn sure. So like,
most of them do actually.
So
as soon as
what a lot of people do is they'll play the classics and then they'll drop the album right after the Super Bowl while their name's still hot. And so Wayne could have done that, but
I was about to say, because Wayne, like, obviously Carter 6 dropped after the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's in February or whatever, so it meant I don't know if motherfuckers count that fix for the 6th bullshit or whatever it was, but
that was nothing.
We going with Carter 5. He could have had Mona Lisa as a Super Bowl performance song for sure.
You think so?
Yes.
I think that
NFR ranked that as a top 3 Kendrick Lamar. Now, granted,
and we just seen NFR put out a terrible list.
Listen, but
Come on,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's what the youngins want to see.
No. That's what NFR wants to see.
Maybe that's some youngins.
They're young, but they're not everybody young.
They're not everybody young, but
they're
these youngins
don't
know nothing about no Wayne for real. Like, we starting to see it. Like,
I feel like
we seen the Wayne disrespect over the last few years.
We have. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. But I will say the one that he would have played off 5 would have definitely been that Swizz one. 1, 2, 3, 4, I let one go. Blow. That was the one that like actually did like the best commercially. That was the one that he would have played if he would have played one. That Uproar challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it was a whole challenge and everything. But this album, man, look, the production completely sporadic. It feels like a mixtape. It's not the tight, cohesive feel that the Carter albums were. Y'all know what I said on the last video. I don't know actually if this is gonna drop before that video, but what I said is that the Carter albums are, they're cohesive, they're well put together works. Wayne also has mixtapes where he's just rapping over a bunch of different beats and he's not worried about sequence. He's not worried about how this song goes into this song. He's just rapping. And I feel like that was his approach with this. And you kind of started to see that with C5 too. C5 was pretty scary. Like if you listen to 1, 2, 3, and 4, because I ran through 1 through 5. It was almost 7.5 hours of straight listening to Lil Wayne. I ran through all the Carter series to just to refresh myself and re-rank them, and grab some of the songs and everything for the list we were doing. And you could just feel with 5, it was just like that was his first time where he was just doing like a DJ Khaled approach. He was just grabbing every sound. Oh, let me do the Travis Scott record. Let me do the TikTok record. Let me do the emo record. Let me do all these different records. And I actually like the Carter 5. I really do. We'll see how it lands on the list later. But for this album, man, this was just a worse version of that. Like it feels like how many people were in the studio? That's what I want to know. How many people were in the studio when he was cooking this up? Because it can't be more than him, a producer, and an engineer. Because there's just no way that you're vibing in the studio to this. There's no way that you're playing these records and you're going, and you're bobbing your head and you're like, and he's showing you the album. I got like these 7 songs, and I'm just figuring out these last couple songs or whatever, and you're just
to that
just
point
not fucking doing it.
To that point, you got to think about some of these people, especially like of Lil Wayne's caliber. Who is Lil Wayne keeping around him? It's everybody who literally will not say anything bad to or about Lil Wayne. So I'm like, if I'm Lil Wayne, I'm playing this song. Everybody around me is like, this is hard, and it doesn't get that same, attraction to like, everyday people like me and you.
No, for sure. He didn't have that. And I'll take it a step further. You brought it up, but that marketing team, like where the fuck was the marketing job on this album? Now it makes sense. Because remember how this album was announced? It was announced on some random ass, like, what was it, a fucking soap commercial? It was like a soap commercial or deodorant commercial, and he was like, yeah, Carter 6 coming. Everybody's like, wait, what the fuck? And that makes sense because this album is just like, yeah, fuck it. Like, this whole album is that. Like, he's just doing whatever he wants. He just found the beats that he wanted to rap over. He's rapping over them. and he's putting it out. Like, there does not seem to be a lot of thought, and that is why I'm so upset about this album. Like, I'm different than Twitter. Like, Twitter is going to have the conversation of is he washed and all of that, and we can have those conversations. What I'm focusing on with this is that you named this the Carter. This is the Carter. This is not something for play. How many more monumental things in hip-hop exist over the Carter series? There aren't that many. And so, Wayne, you got to have the respect to yourself, to your legacy, to call this a different album, because you're already putting yourself in a totally different stratosphere by calling it a Carter rather than naming it No Ceilings 5 or fucking, whatever. Like, even the Dedication series or the Drought series, whatever. Those have name this. This shit made no sense. Name this shit Sorry for the Wait 7 or whatever fucking Sorry for the Wait he's on. And I love you, Wayne, but it just, you put such a different stamp of expectation on the Carter series. It's the same reason I got on Kanye's ass a couple weeks ago about his catalog and what he's doing, is because you have a whole great back catalog that you are diminishing because of the bullshit you are doing today, because in reality, it's all totality. And so I'm looking at Wayne as like, bro, like, you have to have the respect for yourself to do this, because there was just a whole bunch of just throwing shit at the wall. Nothing stuck for me. I'm not gonna say this is the worst album ever, and I saw that take too. I saw this is the worst album ever. Y'all are just mad because this is Lil Wayne and he's not prime Lil Wayne anymore. Then don't call this the Carter. I'm sorry. Like, you just have to be self-aware enough. I know that's a lot, asking Lil Wayne to be self-aware, because he's shown at times he's very much not self-aware. And I think, that's whatever. That's part of what makes him great, is that he doesn't put limits on himself. I heard him say that in an interview, and I love that he does that. But this series, man, it means so much. I hate to see it go this way. I looked at it as Jordan. I wanted him to go 6 for 6 with this. I wanted him to just deliver this perfect series, because there is no other series that's really, really on this level. You could talk about the thematical, college dropout, late registration, graduation, like whatever. You can talk about those. We talked about that on a pod a couple weeks ago or a month ago. But like the Carter series, that is a series. That is more than 2-3 albums. That is one of them ones that is a very, very special thing in the hip hop history. And I'm protective of it, and maybe I shouldn't be, because it's not my right, it's not my music. Obviously, he has a right to do that, but I'm just frustrated, because I get it. He's almost 30 years in. You shouldn't expect Carter 2, Carter 3, for sure. Then retire the Carter series, man. Just don't do it.
And I think that's the problem. I think he's stuck in Carter 3 era of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we watched him go from the real nigga rap on Carter 1, Carter 2, everything before that. And it's like, now we seen him evolve from the real nigga rap to the metaphors. And it's like he's stuck in the metaphor era and he don't have nowhere to go. So it's kind of like he boxed in. I would think at this point he would have just made a retirement album, because like we at the point where like from Wayne, I feel like we done heard it all. You know what I'm saying? We done heard it all.
Do you think he's trying too hard at this point?
No, I
don't think he's trying too hard, and I'm not knocking him for making an album like this, because we on the outside looking in, like we don't know like how much love like Wayne got for rap. Like maybe he don't never want to quit. Like maybe he don't never want to retire. Maybe he just want to die.
No, he's a rapper, he's a boxer, bro. Like I look at this as like you don't got them stone hands anymore. Like he's still punching on this album. Don't get it twisted. He's trying to punch. Them punches just aren't landing the way they used to 20 years ago, bro. It's like when we saw Mike Tyson box now. It's like, dog, you're still trying to do it
against Jake Paul.
And respect to you. Respect to you to be able to do it, and who am I to tell you to quit that? If that's your whole life, if that's your love, I'm not telling you to quit that. I'm just saying I would have approached it differently for him, because truthfully, like he's trying to make punchlines. Like He's trying to rap. There's a very clear effort to rap here. It's just not landing, and part of that is the production. I feel like he just needs guidance at this point. I feel like he needs more hands in the pot. I don't know if that was the case during the Carter 3 era and all of that, or if Wayne just really, really had his pulse on what hip-hop wanted at that point. But he just doesn't have that. He just doesn't have that feel for the pop records, and he tried to. You could tell that these songs he tried to make pop records. He thought, oh, this was going to work, and it won't work. And we know it won't work because we're seeing this. I've never seen an all-time great other than Eminem have an album that is just unanimously trashed like this. And so, again, you can compare it to the people that want to say, compare it to your average rapper. It's not a bad album. Sure. But I'm not comparing Wayne to an average rapper. I'm comparing Wayne to one of the greatest of all time, which he has deservedly put himself in. And I've seen people say it's a bunch of mid-filler albums and mixtapes like this that keep him from the GOAT conversation. I disagree. And he still put out fire verses in the last couple of years. So, like, he's still got something. I just don't think he can punch the way he used to. I think it's that simple. So I'm just like, again, credit to Wayne. It's amazing that he's trying. I'm never trying to stop you from doing your passion, but at the same time, man, this album is a legendary series. I'd let this go. I'd move on from this. The dopest thing, and honestly, one of the only reasons, or one of the only songs on the album that I liked, one of the reasons I liked it, is when he had his kid on that record. And I was like, that's dope. For such a legendary series that the Carter is, to have your kid on it rapping, I thought that was a really, really dope moment. I just wish that everything around it supported that dope moment. But I digress, man. I got nothing more to say on the Carter 6. Frustrated.
Are you going to talk about that tweet?
What tweet?
Oh,
yeah.
They said it was a tweet that I saw, and it said,
somebody done stole my tweet.
You should have tweeted it right before.
I was hoping he was going to slide in there.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it.
Remind you like that.
Yeah, so the girl tweeted. She said, this Carter 6 album is exactly it was the exact same reason why Andre 3000 won't come back.
And
What about that?
Huh?
yeah,
How you feel about
that?
I mean, that's pretty much how it goes, bro. I mean, she said it pretty well. Couldn't have put it better any other way. That's exactly why, Andre gonna come back, is because it's like, what's the point, man?
Too high of a bar.
You've already reached such a high potential, and at this point, the demographic that you are trying to reach out to, ain't gonna like what you got to talk about. Yeah.
Or they're not the main demographic anymore.
Exactly.
They done phased out. They're living their lives, whatever. Like, we all know hip hop's a young man's sport, and Andre said that. I think with Andre, though, I can't give him that slack. Well, I'm not saying that that's not a true tweet. I think that Andre can't get that slack because he didn't do fucking 27 mixtapes and albums like Wayne did. You know what I'm saying? So while that is true, Wayne's done so much. Like, he's been so active. He has dead ass never stopped, other than when he was legally trying to be able to rap again because of Birdman. Like, that is the only time we've ever heard Wayne go on like a hiatus. Like, he has been active. He's been popping up. He's still doing features every year. He's just everywhere. And Andre is somebody that did Outkast, and people sleep on how much of that catalog is a lot. Like, it was 5-6 albums, so it's not like he didn't put out a lot of music. He did, but solo wise, he just did the one album, which was a joint album, but really his own and Big Boy's own, and then he from there he called it quits and just kind of stuck to the elusive features here and there. So while that tweet is true, I can't fully give it to, you know what I'm saying? I can't give it to him because I can't shoot Andre that same bail the way I can Wayne. You can give Wayne a lot more grace because he's been in the ring. time and time again.
So my question to y'all too is it courageous for Wayne to keep rapping, and whether you feel like it's hidden or not, just to show his rapping ability, or is it cowardice for Andre 3000 to stop rapping because he feel like within due time his shit not gonna hit how it once was? Because I don't know, maybe he know that times will change. Maybe he's not as confident as knowing he will last long like some rappers. Or
I don't think it matters. I think as long as they feel fulfilled at the end of the day, it's like why does it matter? You know,
I hate to.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
And you agree with one? I'm gonna hold you to that too.
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking.
All right.
But that's how I feel.
like,
All right.
but what do you mean though? Like what would
No,
what would you say though?
I get what he's saying.
What would you say though?
Well, what I would say is cowardice, because if you are a legend and if you feel like you one of the greatest to ever do it, you should do it until, I would say, like where Wayne is at right now. I'll say the candle is burnt out.
Yeah.
That's where you end it. But Wayne, even over like the last 5 to 7 years, everybody was saying that Wayne was falling off. I mean, like since the Free Weezy album, we looking like, you know what I'm saying, Wayne dropping some, you know, he having the problems with Birdman, this, that, and the third. So maybe that's a factor of why he falling off. But I think it's still courageous, even through what people got to say, that you still push through and try, at least try. That's the thing. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? To at least put those shot attempts up for yourself,
For your
and,
legacy.
You know, just to see where you at, just to see if you still got the flick or not.
No, for
You know
sure,
what I'm saying?
for sure.
But
But
don't
that's
give-
how that's kind of how like some of these artists like
kinda
end
got
up
lost
killing
in there.
themselves. You know, just constantly, you know, trying to put out as much work as possible. But what at the end of the day they don't feel fulfilled in that work?
Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, that's true. That's like a human aspect that you gotta respect, and that's where I say like I agree with that part. But where I'm with you, and
Like I'm not disagreeing with you
Yeah.
at all. Like because you're making a fire ass point.
no, because that's what it is. So what I'll say is this: is it's a nuanced conversation. Of course, every person has a right to, especially creative person. Like creativity, it comes from a lot of times comes from passion. So who am I to tell you when to stop and when to go? But at the end of the day, the art that you put out for public consumption, or the lack thereof in terms of art you put out is for public consumption. So while you can make the decision that is for you, like J. Cole made the decision to not battle for his own piece. Andre 3000 made the decision to not rap for his own piece. Lil Wayne made the decision to keep rapping for his own piece. Eminem made the decision to keep rapping for his own piece. Ho made the decision to sporadically rap for his piece. Well, as on a humanitarian level, they all have that right to choose that. However, especially we in hip hop media, have the right to judge and comment on the effects of that to their legacy. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you at all.
It's like if you gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's just if you like, for example, that's why Andre 3000 to me is not number 4 or 5, because truthfully, if I look at him in a vacuum, I think he is objectively talent-wise a top 5 rapper of all time. If you just look at what he does. However, the fact that he doesn't do the solo album, the fact that he has so many artists that are in the top 10, if you look at all the names I have ahead of him, Drake, Eminem, Wayne, Nas, Jay, Kendrick, like they're all outside of Biggie and Pac, who just were so impactful. They kept going. They didn't stop, and there's varying levels of that. So for me,
why couldn't niggas say this when we had the Atlanta conversation? That's basically what the fuck I was saying.
about what?
About how there's artists in the Atlanta top 50 Atlanta that has put in more work solo wise than Andre 3000, that should be ahead of him.
Right, because I still think
When was this? I wasn't here for this one.
and this is where
we had it.
So this is
okay.
this is where we disagreed on that, and I don't want to say too much on Andre 3000.
And that was
during
not
Wayne
me
Week.
saying he's not a great rapper. What I'm saying is,
No, I know.
at least like I get it.
Here,
When
let me just.
I just
Go
wanted
ahead.
to
No, go
clarify real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
Like
Get your
I
point
get
out.
it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You make music, people hear it, they give their critiques, this, that, and the third. But when you give critiques, like you only gonna change minor things, this, that, and the third. But when you making joint albums with each other, like we are making, like bro, like I would feel like if I'm making a joint album with somebody, I need you to do this like this, just so like, or we just got to get on the same page type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to be on the same page type shit, so we can both agree this is what we want out there. But when it comes to a solo project, it's like this is all me. This is my creativity. Yes, I have people who help me tweak it a little bit, but for the majority of the part, this is all me. And I get, you know what I'm saying, love.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to that point because to me that point, you know how we disagreed on that. I want to stick to this conversation, then bring it back to Wayne.
Gotcha.
With Andre 3000, the reason I still agree with him being one is because I'm not knocking those points that, other than that point that we disagree on with the collaboration part of it, but the fact that him not releasing an album, yes, Gucci kept going, Future keeps going, like Young Thug seems like he's going to keep going. All these are Atlanta greats that are circling that top spot and could one day have that top spot. I think that right now, to this point, I still hold out Andre above that because of what he did. I'm still factoring in the negative of the fact that he hasn't done much since, but I think that the totality of those other careers that I mentioned has not yet, in my opinion, eclipsed the talent / career that Andre 3000 has, and that's where you and I can disagree.
But why has somebody like Future though? Like
Future's the closest. Future's absolutely the closest, and I think with Future, he's very consistent in giving us quality music, and so I don't want to disrespect that. However, I just think that objectively, the talent that Andre 3000 has, both in terms of the range of rapping ability, of lyrical prowess, also the melody, the diversity that he showcased, and plus the massive success that Outkast was. I mean, you got to think too that Outkast, and again, you can knock it for being Big Boy and Andre, but those albums are selling better than any of Future's best albums. Well, Future is still an amazing selling artist and has a lot of great hits and has a consistent catalog. I think that he personally is close, but I don't think he has yet passed Andre 3000 in my book. And you can disagree, and I don't want to stay on that. I don't want to stay on that topic too much, but that's where I'm at. So like with Wayne, it also comes back to the Kanye conversation of, see, it works both for and against. It works against Andre 3000 that he didn't make music, but it also can work against Lil Wayne, Kanye, Eminem, these artists that have put out very, very subpar projects, and that can also diminish what you're doing. So it's up to everybody to determine their criteria for what makes their album or their artist the greatest over this artist. That's all fine. I've stated my like opinions when it comes to that, or my criteria, how I view those, how I view artists. But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, it's just a matter of the it's a combination, and I feel like the combination of Future and the combination of Andre Future hasn't yet passed the combination of where Andre's at. But I definitely think he can. I definitely think he absolutely can, especially if Future does another 5-10 years of what he's doing. Like, come on, you're talking 20, 25 years of just you're talking 20 years at that point of just hits. So like, you know, who am I to say that he can't pass Andre? I'm just saying right now.
I just think when you're a rapper, you're an influencer, and when it comes to Future rap, obviously he's more influential. You know what I'm saying? So
100%,
like,
and that's also a factor too.
If your talent is you doing the most, yeah, you got the sales. Obviously, I'm not saying this, that, and the third, but when it comes to
No, there's a bunch of people trying
honestly,
to be Future.
and
There's
I
not a lot trying to be
I
Andre.
don't even want to. I don't even want to do that because when he came out rapping, rap is probably like when Andre 3000 them came out rapping, rap is probably like 13 years old, 14 years old at the most. So I just gotta give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah. I think he's one of them ones where if he like, I think he would have been like a Kendrick if he grew up in this era. Like I think he would have been one of them very artsy, very well done lyrically diverse artists. But back to Lil Wayne. Shout out Andre 3000. That was a good conversation.
We got
I'm
all the
glad
way
we
to
had
one.
that. I'm
We got
glad we
lost
had
in
that
one.
Yeah, too bad I already had Chris do a thumbnail because now I want to put Andre on that thumbnail. But but going back to Wayne, rank the Carter series. I feel like this doesn't have to be long because I feel like this is something that is probably pretty obvious. We can swap a few, but I feel like we'll all collectively kind of agree on our rankings. So ranking them, you can throw in 6 if you want. I am because I'm just like I know I'm the guy that says, wait, let's see how this project ages. There's no fucking way it's over any other Carter. There's just not. There's just no way. Am I being too microwave with that take? Am I being too fast? I don't think so. So I had Carter 6. So you can put Carter 6 in your list if you want, or you can just do the 1 through 5, however you want to do it. So whoever wants to go first. Birdie, you want to go?
3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6.
3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. That's my exact order. That's my exact order. 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. Although I think you hold 4 in higher regard than I do. Because I think 5 and 4 to me is more of a debate, and I think for you it's 4 and 1 more of a debate.
I just think it's neck and neck with 1, only because like it's like hella hits on there, and I think it's if I'm not mistaken, Carter 4 had less tracks with more hits, and I feel like Carter 1 had more skips. But
let me fact check.
I know Carter 1 had more songs than Carter 4 for sure.
All right, let me see the Carter. Well, I looked that up. Yeah, I mean, look, I think the big conversation with the Carters is here. So you got, including the bonus tracks, you got 21 for Carter 4. For the Carter itself, you got 21 flat.
And so without the bonus tracks on Carter 4, yes.
There's
gonna be different.
There's, I think, when's it end? Oh, it ends at outro. Yeah, there's like fucking 6 bonus tracks.
So yeah, it's just
so
more
it's
hits.
Better ratio.
Yeah, it's just more hits and
So then,
less
what made you
extensive
ultimately
album.
go with 1?
Huh?
What made you ultimately go with 1?
I just like Birdman Jr., Cash Money Millionaires, Go DJ. To me, is just like them songs.
The highs,
that's like you can't.
The highs
you
were
can't
too
even
high.
compare those songs on the Carter 4 too. Maybe like
6 foot, 7 foot is like really.
I was about to say maybe like She Will 6 foot, 7 foot,
but I can't even put She Will because we both had 6 foot, 7 foot in our top 10, but like we didn't have She Will. We had it kind of like in the ballpark of like top 20, but
I enjoyed that era of Wayne more than the
definitely
Carter 1.
agree with y'all now because I was gonna say 4 before 1, but now that I actually look back at it, I was like, nah, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's neck
1
and
was
neck
just
for
fire.
real, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna just always put 4 under 1 just for
Honestly.
nostalgia purpose.
For me, I feel like the way like I've been a lifelong Wayne fan, but to me the Carter 4 never really sat with me. Like I didn't
really listen to it as much neither.
I liked a lot of obviously 6 foot, 7 foot. That I quoted that every day for like all my what was that like 9th grade year. I was just going crazy that song. But other than that, like I was really not rocking with. I was not rocking with 5. But let me say this before you go, Zay. 5 to me, I feel like it's a little slept on. Yeah, it has its misses, but you know what? I really like a lot of them songs. Like I even like New Gospel. I like Open Safe. I like obviously the big ones like Uproar, Don't Cry, Mona Lisa, whatever. Like I think that album is like, I can see why people hold it to a degree, to a lower degree, because you know what it is. honestly, I think he tried to do with 6 what he did with 5. I think he just had a much better pulse, or he had more chefs in the kitchen at 5.
It was the era for it.
Yeah, he had like, you know, just a bunch of different tracks, like type tracks. Yeah, let me get this track, but it all worked versus 6. I feel like he just threw shit at the wall. So to me, I'm actually gonna flip that. I am gonna put 5 over 4, even though 4 is a more concise listen. I like the highs on 5 more. I've been flipping back.
That shit stank, don't it?
I don't know about that one, bro.
I've been flipping back and forth on that, and yeah, I think I shouldn't change my list in real time, but I am.
You know why I feel like the Carter 4 didn't really hit how it was supposed to? What artists had a blowout year that year?
What year was it?
2011. I think it was the end of 2011. Let me look at it again.
I got you. Oh, hold up. Nope, don't want that.
Well, it wasn't Good Kid.
You said Carter 4?
It wasn't Good Kid.
Yeah.
Carter 4.
I mean, well, Drake was on the map
Carter
at that
29,
point.
August 29.
Drake was on the map at that point, so it's not him. He was already established. He was dropping Take Care right
Carter
after.
4, right?
Yeah.
You talking
What
about
artist?
Carter 4?
Who's 2011?
Are you talking about Carter 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's 2011?
You said somebody was on it?
What am I saying?
no.
No.
It was an artist that blew up around this time.
Who?
Oh.
Shook shit up, stirred the game, I'm telling you.
2011. Who was that?
A pop bitch, that's that shit I don't like.
Yeah, cheeky. Yeah.
Yo,
I thought he was like 2014. Damn. I'm
Hell
tripping.
no, that was
Yeah.
like for sure.
Yeah,
like
no,
my
you're right.
Instagram.
You're right. Yeah.
Damn, that was the same time he
Pop
came out
bitch, that's that
and
shit
shut
I
shit
don't
down.
like.
Yeah. Oh man.
Niggas was playing that all throughout the summer.
Listen, he was on fucking fire. And at that point in time, I ain't gonna lie, that was probably why I wasn't really even caring. If it wasn't 6 foot, 7 foot, I wasn't even caring about going back to that.
You're not
album. I
wrong,
think around this
bro.
time I was on Chief Keef Back from the Dead. I think he has.
That way, actually, no. You know what? I don't even think.
So-
Because hold on. I think that was around the same time this happened.
So I will say, what's the everybody landed on 3 over 2.
Okay, no.
I think that's
Close, though.
I think that's
it was
it.
around the time when it was kind of around the time when Michael Jackson died.
Yeah. What did he die? 09?
Year before.
It was right before that.
Yeah.
09 or 2010?
That was Michael Jackson died at 09.
Yeah. Okay.
That's 2 years before.
So 3 versus 2. I think that's dealer's choice because to me, I break it down as rapping versus pop, and
I say rap versus metaphors.
fair. That's a more detailed breakdown.
I
I'm
don't
with
like
that.
that pop word.
Yeah.
It be thrown around too much.
It does, but like when you got records like Got Money,
But it's just like, well, obviously he
Ain't
made
gonna
it
burn
for
the
it to be
water.
a hit.
And Miss
He made it- he made
Officer,
it to be
you
a
know
hit,
what I
but
mean?
it's-
Like he does.
Like,
But
shit,
yeah,
like why wouldn't you make a song for
No,
it?
no, no, I'm not shaming-
I know you're
I'm not
I know you're
shaming
but
pop.
When people say pop, it's just like, why would I
Backhand.
get in the fuck? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a backhanded comment. Like, bro, why would
No,
I
no,
get
no,
in the
I don't-
booth and not try and make a hit? Like y'all both.
No, I don't mean
trying
it.
to stay afloat
I don't
and
mean
shit.
it like that. I
Float
don't
around
mean
the
that.
industry, being
Yeah.
a feature, dropping a motherfucking album, doing 15K in the first week. Like, bro, who wants to do that every fucking
Yeah.
year, every other year? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
I don't
for
know.
sure, for
That- you
sure.
know what I'm saying, bro?
You
How
want
people be
to? No,
talking.
you want to hit. I don't mean it like that, but yeah, that is definitely how some
Yeah.
people use it. But to me, I think that I think that 3 to me it's more cohesive. Like I'm not gonna say 2 has skips by any means because I like every song on that album at least like from a terms of like listening wise. But I think that 3. I just like them records just a little bit more, man. Like I do, like it's a little more ear friendly, and Wayne is doing his thing on that. But when I want to prove that Wayne is the best like rapper, I usually go to the mixtapes, because that's where Wayne like really put his stamp on being like the guy in terms of rapping, but. Carter 2 is another great example. You throw on them records, like, dude, he is rapping his ass off. Like, feel me, like he is on another level. So to me, I know Big AP is the only one here between us that has 2 over 3, but I think that to me it was just like, man, I thought 3 was more cohesive.
I got 1 over 2.
I really and Carter 3 is that 1. Carter 3 is that 1. Like when you talk about influence, I don't know how many albums in the last 20 years are more influential than Carter 3.
Right.
Like specifically that album. Like you throw that, you throw Take Care, you throw My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, you throw those records, and man, what's another one that's like influential like of that era? I don't even know. But like those, but yeah, that's like, it's a very short list of like around that time in that span of albums that are influential. That Carter 3 is right there. So shout out to Carter 3. To me, I will say this too. I put this in my notes, and I really wanted to say this. The Carter, specifically the first one, it's a lot to me. It's like my version of like Reasonable Doubt, where others say it's great, and I'm not denying its value. I'm not denying that it's like a very high quality album, but there's just some disconnect. Like, I don't know what it is, Birdie. I don't know if we've had the Reasonable Doubt conversation. I don't want to have it like right now, like in totality, because this is something me and you could talk about for 40 minutes. I could go through every song, but there's something about Reasonable Doubt where, you know, so many people say that's Jay's like best album or like top 2. When in reality, I accept that my opinion could be wrong in terms of how many people disagree with it. I like 444 more than I like Reasonable Doubt. There's just something about Reasonable Doubt that's just like, I'm not denying that it's a really good project, but there's a disconnect. It's like, I had that problem with Dial It. I had that problem with, there's a few albums where like there's enough respect there to where I know that this is a valid stamped like good album, but there's a disconnect. And the Carter, now I like the Carter more than I like the other albums I named, but it does have a little bit of that to me. Whereas cause again, I was running through the albums. I was running through them in order. Track 1 of Carter 1 all the way to the last track of Carter 5. I was running them in exact order. And as soon as Carter 2 pops on that intro, I'm like, oh shit. It's a whole different switch up. Like, to me, it was a whole step up. And I feel like there's something with the Carter 1 that while it's great, it has its great moments. I Miss My Dogs, Hoes, Go DJ, obviously. Like, there's a lot of good records on there. It overall, it's not nearly as polished as 2. Like, 2 just, I mean, am I tripping? Like, if you listen to 1 and then you throw on track 1, the intro of Carter 2, like, you're just like, wow. Like, it's a jump start. It's like, holy shit.
Do you think it's do you hear a big difference from what was right after that? I think 500 Degrees in the Carter 1, because I just feel like around the time he did drop the Carter 2, like, music was like becoming less raw sounding and more cleaner.
No, and that's not a blame. That's probably the same reason why I feel the way I feel about Reasonable Doubt. Is like Reasonable Doubt kind of came at a time when music was shifting, you know, and so I don't think so. Like, yeah, that's a good way to explain my point. Is that I do think that's part of it, and so I'm not knocking those albums because those albums are good. It's so weird, like, when you hear something that you know is good, but you also know, how often am I returning to this? I do this damn near every week. Every week there's something I'm on this podcast talking about that, like, I'm really anxious about, or I'm really excited about, and a couple weeks from now I'm not returning to it. It doesn't mean that I don't think it's good. It just didn't stick that way. And I think the Carter is a much better example than anything I compared, but in terms of personal preference, I like that album better than the other albums I mentioned. But I don't know. I think that's just where I'm at with the Carter. I just wanted to see if you guys.
I just think the Carter just
disagree.
got the most skips of the first 4. So, but I just feel like it got. I ain't gonna say higher highs than the fourth one, but it holds so much nostalgia that's just I can never put 4 over 1.
Yeah.
But I can put them right there neck and neck, if anything.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, like when the Carter one first dropped, that's all my mama and my pops played in the whip. So it's just like all that shit just be sticking for me, you know.
Yeah. Great series, man. Legendary series. I hate for it to end like this. I was okay with it ending at the Carter 5 because again, I feel like I'm higher on the Carter 5 than a lot of people, but I hate to see it go this way, but like I don't want a Carter 7.
Nah, at this point,
like I don't.
Yeah, at this point, just
I want
put out fun mixtapes.
You
That's
need
it.
a 10-song retirement album. If he gonna, I don't know. I probably just need to be the next move. Say he ain't dropping no more. He ain't gonna. He's got to say he ain't dropping no more albums. He might do some features.
Call it Dwayne, and then just boom, be done.
Dwayne Carter. You just call it Dwayne Carter.
Yeah, or that
in the series right there.
Yeah.
Boom, fire.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it, man. Look at that. Look at that. It took a couple drinks, and we already did a better marketing job than them. Fucking. There's no way. I think you were right about that. I think Wayne just is allowed to do Wayne things, and I think he just had an album, and they just were like, okay, you're Lil Wayne. We'll take an album from you. It'll sell. Like you're Lil Wayne. So I think that's what it was. The other release that I wanted to highlight before we get out of here quickly was Little Simz, because I gassed this up. So it's only fair for me to sit here and do this because I threw that album on, and I did have mixed emotions after I talked about the singles I liked leading up to it, and then that last single, Young, just really was like confusing because she had 3 singles out and they were so different. One was super dark, one was super like uplifting and light, and the other was just like goofy, like just straight goofy. So I was very curious, and plus the album got delayed. She kind of expressed like, you know, some basically some, you know, creative struggles, you know, in her own head, dealing with a lot on her plate because she also acts and stuff. I'm not familiar with her acting. I just know she acts. But I cut this on, and it starts off dark with Thief, and I'm like, man, is this like her like Yeezus? Like it feels like she's trying to do something that's so different than what she's done previously. And so I sat with it, and I think what it is I think she got, and I'm not the most educated person to speak on this, so people could tell me I'm wrong, but I feel like she got more to her region's sound. Like I feel like this album compared to her other albums, like I feel like the other albums were more like Americanized. Like the production was very much kind of what you hear over here with a little bit of twist. It was really just, honestly, it was just American production with her accent, truthfully. And so this felt different. It felt foreign. So maybe it is their sound, or maybe it's just a totally different sound that I'm just unaware of. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure how much I like this album. I was expecting different. I got different. I just don't know how I feel about it. It had some peaks. I liked some of the deep cuts on there. I like the fact that it starts dark and it ends very bright. I think that there's definitely clear intention there. She talked a lot of just like struggles about creativity on that album and just like figuring herself out. Like I feel like this, because I know Lil Simz is the most popular. She's got a billion streams, but you know some people need to be put on game to her. So I'd say if you're going into this album off of my hype, off of my recommendation, I think this is her kind of version of, and I've only had less than 24 hours, like this is her kind of Mr. Morale, like not in terms of like sound, but in terms of like subject matter. Like it's very much like a self-reflecting therapy album. So it definitely seems like somebody that's like creatively struggling. And so I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Also, she had this song on there that was like, I was like, holy shit, it's called Blood. And there's a dude rapping, and they're rapping from the perspective of like brother and sister. I don't know if they're actually brother and sister. I don't know the ins and outs of Lil Simz enough, but that was fucking fire. Even if that was just like conceptually that guy was playing her brother, that was really, really fucking like fire. Like the fact that like they got separated at birth, which I think reflects her actual life. And so this dude was rapping and was like, yeah, like, you know, you didn't have to get beat by dad. And she's like, yeah, well, you didn't have to watch mom struggle and blah, blah. And they're going back and forth. It was just a really, really like awesome dynamic. So yeah, I gotta just be honest with the people, because I sat here and I shit on Potty when he sat right there about Lil Simz. And I still mean that, because Lil Simz still got a back catalog that's fire, that's smoking a lot of people's albums. And this album, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it in the next couple weeks. But I got to be honest with you, I don't feel like this is up to par with what she was previously dropping. And so I had to say that, because I can't be the guy to gas something up, and then when it's not it, just you know, do a little shoulder roll and just move on. You know, just brush past it. Be like, yeah, no, it's cool. Check it out, Lil Simz. You know, keep it moving. I don't do the Joe Budden. I don't do that because I know Joe Budden does that. I know when he doesn't like an album, he literally goes, "I'm gonna shut up because I like this person." And he'll just not say anything, and I'm like, no, dude, you gotta keep it. Yeah, you gotta keep it fair. So, Lil Simz, still a fan. I want to see what you do next, and I'm gonna give this time, because this definitely was an album with a lot of thought into it. And right now, this is where I'm at, 12 hours deep. But I don't think any of you got a chance to listen to Lil Simz album, but
I haven't heard it yet.
I'd recommend listening to it just to listen to something different. Just kind of see where you're at with it.
What's her vibe like? You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never heard it
She's
before.
a UK rapper. She's literally, a lot of people will say, and even Kendrick himself has said, like, she's like a UK Kendrick. Like, she's very much just, so the accent does take some adjusting. It does, but she's just very artistically creative, like deep, thoughtful, conceptual music and messaging. Definitely not like a punchline. Like, you don't take away from her, like, you know how Kendrick doesn't really have a lot of flexy bars. You know, he has a few here and there, but like, it's more like the bars are more like kind of intricate, of like breaking down like concepts and views and stuff. That's really how she is. And she's also like an artist that always is doing new sounds. Every album sounds different than the last. So so if you're going for that type of artist, if you're going for an artist that will always try different things, that will always kind of shake different things up, I think she's worth it. And if you're someone that really likes just like music with layering, I think she's someone to check out. So I would say, of all the people here that aren't familiar of her, I would say you would be the one that I would put the most faith in enjoying.
And if you like her, tell him Platte put it on.
Yeah. Shout out Lil Simz if you're listening. Shout out you, Lil Simz. But
still on pace to be on Lauren Hill.
Yeah. I did say that.
Memory sharp.
The road. No, I remember. I'm just thinking what I'm gonna say. The road got a little longer.
I'm about to say granted. I don't think Lauren Hill had hella solo projects. I'm pretty sure she only had that one, and she was with refugees. So
yeah,
it's like, I mean, if you say her style is, then okay.
No, I wouldn't say she's as melodically gifted as Lauryn Hill, but she does have dope melodies. But I wouldn't put her in that class.
So when you was talking about that last album, you was talking more so about like her rapping or what she talked about?
Well, that just the artist she is a package, and the fact that I believe she has like 3 4 really good albums.
Okay.
That are like, and then again, that becomes a conversation. 3 to 4 really good albums versus 1 amazing album. Where do you weigh that? You know?
Right.
And so that's kind of where, you know, where I'm like open to that conversation coming into it. I don't think this album did that. Now, if this album was Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, if it was on that par, oh, dude, I'd have came in talking all the shit. I'd have said Lauren who. I would have went crazy. But right now, I'm not feeling like that. But again, it's 12 hours deep.
Hold
So
back on shit like that.
yeah.
Them activists in our comments, man, they don't like the shit you be saying, man.
What they talking
You gotta
about?
watch what you be talking about.
What they
for
say,
real.
bro?
Nah, for real, you gotta watch what you be talking about.
What do you say, bro?
Bro,
What they talking about?
We gotta get the white side of hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
We gotta get the white side of hip hop.
We got to comment that white people shouldn't be talking about hip hop because I said Pusha T was doing a gamey album release.
No, he shouldn't be talking like that on the pod.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, I'm assuming it's a man. Who knows? I'm assuming it's a man or a boy." But
White
he
people
says-
beefing in our shit.
Nah,
He could have been white. Who knows?
but maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no.
Hey, you know,
Hey, man, we
you know
don't-
some of them
Well, it
shit.
could be a bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
It
right.
could,
Let's
it,
hope
could,
so.
it could be that, but no, he was just basically like, he was like, you won't say it to their face though, and I'm like, I would, because I wasn't like that insulting. Like the whole point came from like a premise of love for Pusha T, like, and Game. And if you listen to the history of this podcast as well as several other podcasts I've been a part of, y'all know that I probably rank Pusha T and Game higher than you, little fanboy. But that was just that's just, you know.
Watch your mouth, boy.
Don't
You know
worry,
what it is.
fanboy. We getting the white side of hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah, this motherfucker comes in for the top row, so like I hear you. This motherfucker Birdie comes in our comments talking about yo, I hear you.
Bro, you're just
Oh
here
my
for the
God.
antic.
Just
You gotta get the white side of
ain't
hip hop.
ain't even backing his co-host
real,
at
man.
all. Ain't even
We gotta get
backing.
the white side of hip hop, man. You see what NFR just did last week, man. I'm still feeling the way.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling the way, man.
Listen, I can't.
Listen, bro, they come
no.
they come
I
into
can't-
our music and then they change up immediately.
I discovered it.
I just don't. I don't know, man. Listen, I ain't gonna even keep going back on that. But listen, Future. You know what I'm saying? Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay, all right. I see your mission.
You know what
I
I'm
see
saying?
your
That's
mission.
all I'm saying, man. Y'all your colonizing mind for the motherfucking Andre 3000. Man, fuck out of here. Like, that's why. That's the type of shit. That's the type of shit that be getting comments like that in our section, man. You saying some dumb ass shit, man. You gotta talk. You gotta talk to the community first.
Okay.
You gotta go to the community.
He's
first.
not wrong. He's not wrong. We need to. We
gotta
need. We
talk
do
to the
need to get
community
established
first.
right
I think
now. 'Cause
there's
right now,
I think there's a lot of voices
I'm talking
in hip
shit. I'm
hop.
talking shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
think
shit.
there's a lot of voices in hip hop. I
But
think
we can all agree that Mona Lisa top 3 in the Carter series crazy, right?
yes, I didn't have it in my top 10.
As long as we can agree with that.
And I don't know if you know this, but like
Mona Lisa.
I think
top
Kendrick's
3?
pretty dope. I did not put.
I'm not even talking about you.
I know. No, I know.
We do
That's
gotta
what
get
I'm saying.
the white side of hip hop.
That's
but-
what I'm saying.
We like play
So-
to cookout.
Whole other topic.
Gotta be.
That's a whole nother. We can make a whole segment. on that.
But you know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't doing no Adam 22 shit, you good.
Yeah.
And I like that Adam 22 when it first came out, but now
We won't let it get like that.
It just be hard to
Broke
watch.
motherfucker.
hard to
Bro,
watch,
I'm not gonna
dog.
let it happen. I know you're not gonna let it
It be
happen.
hard
So
to
we're
watch,
good.
dog. But yeah.
Yeah, listen, man. I am only myself. I don't represent anybody else but myself. That is it. I don't speak to or belong to anything. I'm Chris Platte.
We just
trying to be
talking shit. We
Chris
talking
Platte.
shit, bro. We
I know.
talking shit.
I know. I'm just covering my bases. Oh, speaking of whites in hip hop, Sabrina Carpenter.
Hip hop?
And yeah, I was just about to
It's
say.
coming. It's coming.
What are you talking about? Oh god.
It's coming.
No,
No,
this song-
this
Listen,
song
bro,
was like
this
some
is exactly
dance ass
this is
shit.
exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna deep dive review it, but I did listen to it just to see what some people are gonna be on, what's gonna be on this summer, and I I had to watch the music video because I had to get the full, scope of the artistry.
Bro said he had to watch the music video to listen to the song.
I had to see conceptually where she was going with it.
Sometimes listening to females, just hearing them don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Is that what you call it?
I just want to be fully in tune because I respect women, so I want to make sure to support them.
It's a whole lot of respect.
I want to make sure to support them
It's
in their
like-
fullest.
It's like I like JT, but I love looking at her even more.
All right,
You
man.
think I'm listening to this Ice
get-
Spice music
You know
just
what I'm saying?
because?
I love Ice Spice, and I love looking at her even more.
My favorite songs are the ones with music videos.
God, bro.
The favorite
Oh
songs
my
are the ones
God.
with music videos. All right,
That
let's
is
get out of
hilarious.
here. Let's
It is so funny,
There
bro.
ain't too many male rappers you listen. There ain't no male rappers I can listen to on mute. You know what I'm saying? But but the fact women got that type of power is amazing.
It
ain't
is crazy.
amazing.
It's a crazy
I mean,
superpower, bro.
Like even today, like we was just at Woolward and shit, and we covered the WNBA and ain't talk about ball not one time when it came to that topic.
Well, women's sports is important. We need to uplift it.
We gotta uplift it.
We gotta
uplift it. We
It's
gotta
fair.
make sure
It starts
that-
with us, gentlemen.
Yes,
we
it
gotta
does.
make sure that they're happy.
They've let us know it's our fault why it's
Yeah.
succeeding.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta make
Why
sure
it's
So
not
we are
happy.
here to
You gotta
say
make
that
sure
we
they happy
support.
shaking ass outside of NBA. You gotta.
So we
support.
have.
You gotta support.
It's a bigger picture, man.
Yeah, you gotta support.
Why don't they got cheerleaders though?
What you need a cheerleader for? When Angel Reese can shake that motherfucker. Like for real. Like be for real. Like honestly, like just think about Angel Reese just boom missing the layup. Oh, get the rebound. Oh, put it back
We
up.
gonna have beef with
Twerk,
Angela Reese
twerk,
now.
twerk.
Golly,
Throw
bro.
that bitch back on the.
I'm just saying that box out game crazy. And that'll do it for
Oh
us
my
today
God,
for the Rap Cave
bro.
podcast.
Yeah, time to go.
We thank you. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all the things that help this channel grow. Let us know what you think of the Carter series. How would you rank all the albums? What do you think of the Carter 6? What do you think of Lil Wayne at this point? Do you think he should retire? Keep it pushing. Where are you at with Lil Wayne? And yeah, if you listen to Little Simz too, let me know. Let me know in the thoughts below, and let me know if I'm allowed to continue to do this podcast. I'd greatly. I like this podcast. I would like to keep doing this. Please let me know if I can continue to do this podcast. But in the meantime, I'll catch y'all next week. I'm Chris Platte, aka Platte Paz, with a few of my dogs, Biirdie. Shout out to Biirdie, by the way, for doing all the extra content that we cranked out like 5 videos. It was like 5 videos. 5 videos in the span of a week. We're gonna start doing that, locking
6.
in more. Yeah.
With the pod.
Yeah, 6 including the pod. So shout out to you. And then Zay is always holding it down. No, Bryce. I'm told that Bryce will be back next week. Oh, Kendrick concert. Hey, next time you see me, I'll have a review and a recap for that. Maybe stay tuned to Rap Cave. I might do a little short.
I might have the funds for that last ticket if you still got it.
I still do got it. Let
gonna
me
talk.
know.
We gonna
All right.
talk.
Listen, man. I'm excited for that. I'll have a review for that at some point. We'll have something covering it on the channel, but that will be happening next week. By the time we pod, that will have already happened. So excited for that. But in the meantime, stay tuned to all the content we got coming. Like I said, we've been dropping a lot of solo videos. We dropped a video on clips. We dropped a video on ranking the top 10 songs off the Carter series. We did a video breaking down Complex's LA and Atlanta lists. We did a whole bunch of content, and we want to keep doing more content. So please let us know in the comments below the content you would like to see next. Thank y'all. Have a good weekend. Turn up, but also be safe. Peace.